What's up, peoples? Welcome to the latest installment of Black and Blue. What's happening with it, Black Ice?
Yo, what's good with you, bruh?
Not much, not much. I can't call it, champ. Just looking at some of these news headlines, man, and we gonna get some ice opinions on it, man.
Okay,
First
okay.
of all, have you peeped 7 Seconds on Netflix, bruh?
Yes, I just finished the series. I said a couple
Okay.
of days ago. And it's a story about it's based in Jersey City, and
Mm-hmm.
it's about I think I want to say it's a 15-year-old black boy riding his bike got hit by a cop, and it's a whole cover up about it. And I think the whole series about the mother figuring out who killed her son and trying to bring him to justice. Um, and this is a story that we've seen in real life told over and over again.
Over and over again.
And we already know how it ends. So, um, so even though I already knew how the thing was going to end, I still want to watch the series because of I'm a big Regina King fan.
Oh,
Uh,
Regina King, much props, much props.
yeah, you know what I mean. So I love seeing her, and her husband's played by Russell Hornsby. I like him as an actor too. Uh, he gets slept on, but I mean he's been around for a good minute.
Yeah, yeah. Russell Hornsby, he's definitely a great actor. He's been in a few things that I've liked over the years. What's the police show he was on?
Hey, yeah,
Uh,
I still
matter,
call
matter
it.
of fact, matter of fact, T'Challa.
Yeah, right. Black Panther's daddy.
Yeah, he was Black Panther's daddy, and what's the name of that show,
Lincoln
man?
Heights.
Lincoln Heights. Yeah, that was my show. Yeah, Russell Hornsby definitely doing his thing, and then he was also in another joint. I can't think of the name of it right off top, but
I think he was in
they
what's
it's
that
like a
show?
football show.
I think he was in. Yeah, and that's my favorite show I've seen him in. He's about the one that ESPN did.
Yeah, and it was too real,
Yep,
and the
yep.
NFL canceled that joint.
Hell
But yeah,
yeah.
we've had this
Playmakers.
discussion. Yeah, playmaker, man, we've had this discussion before, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of great actors out there, but there's only so many limited roles. So obviously, I'm glad we'll be able to produce and start making our own lanes now. So a lot of this great talent can be showcased. My only thing is, with Regina King, man, when you gonna put Calvin in something, man? Where Calvin at?
I know, right? He catching no breaks, you know,
I
and
don't catch no break.
and apparently they ain't catching no breaks in this series either, because
Nope.
considering husband and wife having a teenage son and losing them like that, and oh yeah, and okay,
And then they slid at the end. Hold up, before we even go there, what I watched the series, right?
uh huh,
But I already knew how it kind of knew where I was going to end, and you filled me in because at a certain point I went back and watched it even after you told me because I was like, okay, let me go ahead and finish watching it. But to me, it's like a lot of people get tired of slave movies. I'm like, I already know the outcome, and then on top of that, after all that, the son was in the park because he was seeing his lover, a gay lover. It was like them initiatives was like, bruh, really? We go through all that, and then and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, okay, every time, here we go again.
it make it seem like the only way they can humanize a black boy or black man, to like the white audience is to make him gay. They had to emasculate him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And because like nobody cannot tell me if Moonlight was about a straight boy, it was still would have got best picture.
No, because we seen that move, we seen a lot of stories like that. So yeah, you right,
Lots
you
of them.
definitely right about that.
So I mean,
You
I
definitely
always
right about
so
that.
somebody trying to say trying to come off a certain way or like to me that's evidence of the agenda, and I feel like even in this story is 7 seconds, it wasn't even necessary to that plot at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like, okay, we get all the way to the end, and then this is what it is. And then,
Yeah,
like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like every time, every
and really
show.
the gay theme hijacked the plot in the second half of that show.
Yeah, it did, it did,
You know
it
what I'm
did.
saying? So you feel watching that series, you weren't thinking so much about how he was murdered and left out there in the cold for 12 hours. You're thinking about him being gay and the the thug lover that he had, teenage Frank.
Right,
So
right.
it hijacked the whole thing, and I thought that was one big flaw. And another big flaw is because they spent so much time building around that narrative. they took away from the prosecution trying to solve the case. So
Right.
and my thing is like like you say, man, with a series like that, we know how it's going to end. So at least make it interesting about like a Law and Order style, like in Law and Order,
Hmm.
you know who the rapist is, but you kind of watching the show to see how they getting this
Right.
guy. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it was so many super mistakes. Oh, so I'm glad you back and watched it. So, 'cause it was another big plot hole that did not make sense to me because I feel like once again they ran out of time telling the narrative. But in the very last episode, and you know the cop's wife was in the bathroom with the baby, and,
Hmm.
and she ran to Regina King. You remember that?
Hmm.
Yeah, and so and then so she was like, oh well, the white wife with the baby. She was like, oh, we so sorry, it was just a mistake. After they denied the son the whole trial, then you want to say, oh, this is a mistake, and then Regina King said, well, little do you know nothing. Little do you know your home cop buddy sent my brother, my brother-in-law, to kill him off. Remember that?
Hmm.
And then she ran back. So when they went back to the courtroom, and she ran back in with the baby, went straight to her husband, like, yo, the dude you been laying in the house all the time, your boss, is the one that said that you could have been killed. And so he turned back. So he turned his head and look at his boss, but nothing
Hmm.
didn't change. Like he still didn't rat on him.
Right.
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
that's that code of blue.
Right. But I mean, but to me, they didn't really go into like it was like no hesitation that he gonna take up for him anyway. He just found out 2 minutes prior that his own boss put it had it out for him to get killed,
Right.
and he still
But
didn't flinch on staying. You know what I'm saying? It was no hesitation or nothing. So I feel like they took something out of it.
you know what was interesting too? This is a total side note off of the main plot, but like the brother-in-law when he came home from the military, and I fell for this because I know a lot of vets. It's crazy how you go and defend your life for the country, and you come home and trying to find a job, and they want you to go on food stamps.
Yeah,
That's like I'm like
yeah.
I
Well,
was
now,
flabbergasted at that. But I mean, we know there was a lot of elements in there, okay, that depicted real life. But I was like, whoa.
yeah, yeah.
And but then everybody want to have an issue about kneeling in the NFL, but y'all don't even respect the troops. You
Right.
don't.
I did like that story arc of the series, going through his character development, coming home and trying to get adjusted, and
Hmm.
and he did what most people do. They either get fed up, like fuck it, I just go back in, you know.
Right.
And
And
me, prior military, my short military experience, I can tell you that is true. While I was trying to get out, they kept telling me,
mhm.
"Oh, no, why you leaving? Why you want to get out? There's nothing out there for you. You got a job here. You get money here. You get a place to stay here. You know what I mean? Like everything taken care of." So they kind of scare you to staying in.
Right.
And I know some people really like it and they stay in it 20 years and retire. For a lot of people, it's out of fear. Same reason why some people keep jobs they don't like. It's out of fear of the
Right.
unknown to find something better. You know.
That's true.
And
That's true.
but yeah, so I did like that story arc of the series. I did. I like his story development, and I thought the writers and director did a good job of showing the phases of grief the Regina
Hmm.
King and Russell Holmes went through losing their son.
Right.
I thought that was
Hmm.
really good because like I was sitting here as a filmmaker, I'm watching this like, man, I know I don't have the skill set to capture that, you know. So,
Okay.
so I thought that part was great, man. But yeah, but I had to get a series a C. I mean, because
Okay.
like I said, it was watchable. Like you like it just enough to watch the next episode, but that's it. You know what I mean? Like it make me feel nowhere near how I felt when I watched The Shy.
Right.
You
And I
know?
would like as far as a rating, I don't know if it was a B or a C. It was just I'm so tired of these type of stories that it was like, all
It
right,
was
whatever.
nothing
What
refreshing
next?
about it. You know,
Right.
it was a solid series. Like no other series to watch. It was solid. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna say drag it through the mud. Yeah, like I said, it's an incredible cast. Acting in it.
Oh no,
But
the acting was superb. That's not even. It was
yeah,
just like
but the
it's like
storyline, the
the
writing,
storyline
yeah,
storyline. We've seen it before.
yeah, plenty of time. So, but yeah, man. But I know that was a hot topic. I know a lot of people talking about watching it. And I know I just spoiled it, but I mean, hell, they kind of spoil it for you because that's real life. You know what I'm saying? So,
That's true.
but yeah, man, it was straight, man.
Speaking of man, speaking of the news, man, you seen what's going on in South Africa? Man, the African National Congress is pretty much they gonna take the land from white farmers
Yeah.
and give it to black people that were there originally. And then on top of that, I've seen things that now they trying to come to America since they look like they losing their land and their territory. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess we've seen this before, huh?
Yes, we have. And yes, I don't know if it was them or somebody over here, but somebody made a petition to bring the white African farmers to the U.S. that had Donald Trump to bring them into the U.S. as refugees, and he got thousands and thousands of signatures already. So I thought that was kind of funny. And what this what African officials are doing, or what they're planning to do, like you say, they plan on removing them from the land and giving them back to their own people, and not compensate for them because they said, why would we reward a thief? You know what I mean? Which is very true, and they be making money off the
Very
land
true.
regardless. And even to this day, they were saying how white people own the most fertile land in the country to this day still. So they're trying to shake things up. But I had to read the fine print 'cause I got all excited. I'm thinking this is something about to happen like tomorrow. But I read something that they had to go through another vote or some sort, and then they had to come back to it in August 30th, I believe. So,
Mm.
so we got a little time to wait to see. I'm thinking they're about to go down like tomorrow. They're about to kick them off the land, and and
Right,
ship them
right.
out. But yeah, but I guess like anything else in the country, it's a political process they gotta go through. Um, Me personally, I hope it succeeds. I mean,
Okay.
it's hey, like you say, they stole it. They don't belong there. I guess they on their Killmonger shit.
Yeah, they definitely on that.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, man. So I hope it happens. But it's interesting though because this last month,
Hmm.
you sent me an article from BBC about the state of Israel um, kicking out the African immigrants
Right,
at their country, and
right.
and specifically they come from Ethiopia, and I want to say Eritrea. I mean, I know they used to be like one country and they had civil war, but basically it's the same people. And it's funny enough too. That's a well-known place for Jews, you know. So
Hmm.
it's almost like the Jewish is kicking out the Jews, and
Wow.
you're right. I thought that was interesting. And then but the Israeli government saying, yo, we'll pay you. I think it's like $3,000 to leave, or you're up to 90 days. We're gonna force you out, basically. You know, and so I thought that interesting seeing the Jewish kicking out the Jews. I thought it was also interesting that more likely these people who came from these countries came in and built stuff for the state of Israel, and it seems like now that the job is done, now you want to kick them out.
Yeah, they kind of like that too.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like because you go back and rewind back in history. When they moved into the land, it was an agency created called the Jewish Agency, and this agency actually went out to the Middle East to gather other Jews outside of Ashkenazi Jews and move into the state of Israel, right?
Okay.
So but they sold them the dream that yo, we going back to the promised land, did that and the third. Everything gonna be like how they the land of milk and honey, gonna be a good life. So when they get there, most of the black people there, the Jews come from these Middle Eastern countries. They end up doing the bulk of the hard work for little pay. While the Ashkenazi come from Europe, come from Germany and Poland. They come in with a step up. So they had the same European type of system there.
Hmm.
But it's interesting how you watching how these stories are very similar to what's going on in South Africa and how the media is telling that story. You know,
And then on top of that, it's interesting when people fail to you you, you can't sympathize because hell, apartheid ain't really been over more than 20, a little bit over 20 some
right,
years, and then you still had the lingering effect of that. I mean,
right. It takes some time. It still
gonna
do.
take a whole lot of time. You gotta reap what you sow.
Yeah. Oh
Sometimes, man,
yeah.
sometimes
Absolutely.
that really is what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't feel bad for him at all, man. And like you say, if Trump want to bring him in, whatever. If you do it or don't, I wouldn't care. I mean,
I
my
mean,
thing
if they
is,
come in, I ain't too many farmers these days around here.
Right. Yeah, 'cause they hurting over here too. But to be honest, they shouldn't even be looking at America. They should be looking at their home country where they invaded from. You know.
Right.
So they're from England. They need to be going back there. You know.
True, true.
So in all honesty, but yeah, man, I thought that was interesting, man. So we will see how it plays out in August.
That's true. Speaking of Africa, man, Viola Davis and Lupita, man, they did an excellent job, in the spectacular Black Panther, man. Already over half a million
Yeah,
already.
over 500,000 domestically and almost 1 billion worldwide.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and they also said they're already in the top 10 of top grossing movies of all time here in America.
Okay. And as we spoke before when we did the podcast just on the movie itself, one of the things we like with the Hermione Amazon Warriors, which we talked about now, Viola and Lupita, man, they're gonna be talking about. It's gonna be a movie called The Woman King based on those warriors. I really want to see that, man. Was some black sister empowerment, man. Y'all do y'all thing. I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, I definitely believe.
I've been reading a lot on them too, man. Just history.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
said, that was one thing about movie Black Panther, man. It just incites you to look into other things, just to look up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
Just to feed that brain.
they said TriStar bought the worldwide rights to the movie, man. But I believe that when they make this movie, they should cut you a check as co-producer, bro. Because I swear, bro, like you called that shit on the last podcast, and then all of a sudden they make this announcement, like, bro, somebody in that office is watching the show, bro, and
Yeah, they got to be.
they owe you a check, bro. But I look forward
That's
to it, man. I'm happy about it.
cool. Were you a fan of the Carmichael show, man, with Gerard Carmichael?
Yeah,
Tiffany
actually, yeah,
had
yeah. I was a big, I was a big fan of the
that
show.
was one I understood why they left because everybody on that show basically blew up and they needed
Right.
their money.
It's so funny because I feel like I think the Carmack Show one of the most slept on black show by the own black community. Cause like
That was realistic.
yeah, right. Because like on social media, I didn't really see that many people saying that they watched the Carmichael show. I did, and I liked the way the show was written. The writing was great on the show, and they did it live every episode. So that was
Right.
nice.
Well, I think one reason is because the way it kept coming back. Because I think they were doing so much other projects. It wasn't like season. It was like here, then it was gone because they was putting together their financial empowerment, trying to
Yeah,
do other things. Because actually, Gerard, man, the the famed Harlem designer Dapper Dan from the '80s, that used to make all the custom made Gucci's and all that stuff for the stars. Gerard, they're gonna be doing a movie on his life, man.
that gonna be dope. That gonna be dope. And like, I think Dapper Dan, he just opened up. I think he just reopened his shop recently too. So
Yeah, I think he partnered. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Gucci. Uh, or
yeah.
one of them. They finally had to come back. Okay, and come to the table and do business with that man.
Do you remember what caused it though? What sparked it? Because those
I
sparked it.
want I really want to say just the whole nostalgia, man, because
Nah,
it's like, or what?
that
Oh,
wasn't it.
school me.
What happened was, well, that's kind of a part of it, but yeah, but apparently, Gucci had like this advertising campaign biting Dapper Dan's style, like straight out, like bit his style. So of course he had wind of it. He was about to sue them because of that. So
Hmm.
they got together, and instead of suing them, they all of a sudden Gucci want to collaborate on his new open up his store in Harlem now. But yeah, that what
Right, right,
happened.
right.
But it's funny how they was like you said they were hating on him in the beginning and shut him down, and then
Right.
years later, like people still like his style. Then you try to bite this man's style and get away with it. So I was like, man, but I'm glad that he was smart about it. Like, he still get into the money and he get what he wants out of it.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm happy for him, man. Cause I wasn't real familiar with him, cause he popped off in the '80s, so that's like a little bit before my
Right,
time.
right.
So I had
Same here, but you see, just vintage following hip hop. I've seen it throughout the years. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, I had to go back and read up on it, man, and it was definitely a inspirational story.
Speaking of inspirational stories or non-inspirational, what's going on with these teachers in Florida, dog?
Man, Florida can't get it right for shit. Man, like It's always something going on in Florida. Like yo, like why are we still down there? We should be moving out that state by now.
After, especially after that election that Bush stole.
Right, right, right. You know, like man, all the recounts, like y'all can't count for shit. Like
But
damn,
that,
Florida.
it's a math teacher named David Swinyard out of
Speaking of
Jacksonville,
math.
Florida. Shit, speaking of math, he teach 7th and 8th graders. He tell his kid, if your boyfriend says bad things to you and treats you wrong, that means he's acting like a nigga.
Wow. Wow.
Then he said, you all should not be dating all these different African American boys because they are not worth it. Woo!
What?
Tell us how you really feel about us, homie.
Right. Openly in class with kids,
Openly in class.
and you know kids tell everything. He really gave no fucks.
Yeah, he only got like a 10-day suspension.
That probably why and he probably knew that from the get go. That's why he did what he did. You know.
Yeah,
And but that's sad that the kids got to hear that, man, because they so impressionable, man. And that how shit gets started. You know, people like him put it into their brains.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then we had another. This is in Crystal River, Florida. Got another teacher. Her name is Diana. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I really don't care. Diana Volatich, some shit like that.
Some shit like that.
And
Oh man.
then she had the pseudonym Tiana Dalachoff. That might be wrong either, but I don't care. Anyway,
Yeah.
point being, she's a school teacher, but then on the side, she had a racist podcast, and she got outed.
Oh man. Hey yo, if you're a black parent in Florida, pull your kids out the school now. Like, cause my thing is, those are the two examples of those who got caught. This man, how many more haven't been caught?
That ain't get caught. Yep,
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll be thinking about. Because I know these are not isolated incidents. This is how they really think down there.
that's true.
You know, that's how America thinks. But down there, they seem like they really don't care. You know, letting it out. You know, and yeah. But if I was a black parent, you know, if I could afford it, you know, pull them out of school, move to another state or
Mm-hmm.
something, because I don't know where I read this at, man. But this guy made a good point. He was saying how. In that age range, man, your kids spend more time at the school than with you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna pick up, so they're gonna learning and sticking with the things they around the most, and they always at school around your teachers the most. Yeah, and that's who you trusting to teach them, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And speaking of these teachers, Donald Simp, he was talking about arming teachers. We already know that ain't gonna go too well,
Nah, man.
especially with Philando Castile. Rest in peace to that brother. He had a pistol on him. He told the police he had him, and they murdered him anyway. He actually worked at the school. Good brother doing his thing, but we know how that goes. 7 seconds once again, the whole
You're right.
cover up thing. Just a different narrative, same story.
Right.
But a good thing that's coming. Well, it's not a good thing that's coming out of it. But charity organization that was set up on his behalf. They say like when he was working in the school system in Minneapolis, he used to take money and buy the kids who ain't had lunch or nothing. Make sure they ate and everything. So money that was raised after his death, man, they wiped out,
Wow.
not paid. They wiped out the kids who didn't eat, so they could so they could eat, man. So I think that was real commendable on the family and everything. Salute, my brother. Rest in peace. You still doing great work from behind the grave, man. We can make sure your name live on.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a good way to wrap it up, man. I like that.
Cool, cool. So, like I say, brother, y'all tuning in to Black and Blue. We gonna be right back at y'all. Hit that like button. Peace out.